Good morning, Tuesday, the 14th of May, and we're going to look at the daily astrology. And not just that, I always like to introduce a little bit of astrology tuition as well, so that you can be learning astrology alongside me. And quite often there's some cosmic insights in there. Today, I think definitely we will be looking at psychological astrology, which is a mixture of astrology with psychology, surprisingly enough. It was introduced early last century, actually. Okay, so I'm going to share to start with because we need to look at the daily chart. So I'll do that right now. And once we've got it, there we go. You can appreciate where we are. Now, so I opened this at 06:19, so 20 past 6 GMT, actually, which was 20 past 7 in the UK. We have a rainy day here in the UK. And we can see here, because we know, because we're looking at these videos every day, aren't we? So we have learned that the planets all rise up this way. Here's the horizon. This is the eastern horizon, and so this is where everything rises up, and this is the western horizon. This is where everything goes to sleep, basically, or goes into the underworld, or anyway, sets, as they say. Right. So there we've got the sun, excuse me. There we've got the sun, still conjunct Uranus, but now at 23:57. And as we learnt yesterday, 60 minutes to a degree. And so therefore, in 3 more minutes of arc, the sun is at 24 degrees. That will have happened by now. And that pretty much leaves Uranus on its own, because we need everything to be 1 degree within 1 degree of each other for it to be very effective in transiting astrology. Transiting astrology is what we're doing here. We're looking at the daily astrology, not at anybody's particular birth chart. And transiting astrology is getting more and more popular, actually. So I've always done it anyway. So sun marches on, moving towards Jupiter. That will be a really great day when that happens, in 3 days, something like that. Yeah, that's a very special day. It's usually full of very buoyant stuff. Okay, Venus cracking on as well, getting close to Uranus. So we will see that become conjunct with Uranus there. Venus never leaves the sun's side. It can only ever be 45 degrees that way or 45 degrees that way. Because if we are the observer standing here, looking at the sun, Venus is revolving around the sun, right? So the sun always has to track Venus. So if the sun is over here, Venus will be over here as Venus goes round and round. Mercury also goes around the sun, and this is at it, quite an extreme here. But I call this the road show, really, because you always get the sun and Mercury. Sorry, the sun and Venus and Mercury together, but they will always be in this area with the sun. Anyway, one of the stark differences in this chart today is that of Aries, the masculine fire sign, and there's the glyph for Aries, and Taurus, the feminine earth sign. And what I want to do, I'm just stopping that share now. What I want to do is talk to you about the difference and the ancient marriage between fire and earth. Now, this is actually one of the axioms, which means one of the core tenets or main planks of psychological astrology, because we use the elements, and there are 4 of them. So we've got fire and fire and earth, which are opposite to each other, and they're like a partnership. And then we've got water and air, and water's feminine, air is masculine, and they're kind of like that. They're like partnerships, but they're antagonistic to each other. They're opposites. The opposition or opposite is actually a key angle or a key component of psychological astrology. To think of an opposite, think of a wheel and think of the axes, the axis of the wheel. My words aren't very good today, are they? No, they're not. Mercury's in Aries. I always find my mouth wants to go faster than the words will come out. Anyway, sorry. Going back to the opposites. So wheel, spoke, and you've got one thing on one side, one on the other. This is the opposition in astrology. So we get opposite signs, and they are a considerable contribution to psychological astrology. On this occasion, we're not looking at opposite zodiac signs, we're looking at opposite elements. So one will be in feminine or yin energy, and one will be in masculine or yang energy. The opposite to fire, masculine, yang, is earth. You've got it, feminine, yin. And so here we do have the archetypal ancient marriage, the marriage of heaven and earth, say. The coming together of these two elements, the ancient polarity, the two energies which spring from oneness or unity. So in the beginning, there was this one homogeneous, completely the same. It doesn't matter what you do with it, it's all the same. Spiritual energy. Now, I can't describe it any better than that. I can only imagine it is some sort of medium. It certainly has a consciousness. It is sentient, as they say, intelligent, vastly far superior to our puny little brains, and has the potential to form. Anyway, so we've got that in the beginning, the unity, the oneness, that blissed out ecstasy of the great white light. And then they split off into masculine and feminine, the polarity, polar opposites, like the two poles of the earth, the Antarctic and the Arctic. And if you think about mythology, when we talk about the masculine, if you like, coming down to meet the feminine, hovering over the waters, as it says in Genesis in the Christian Bible. It's that type of fecund, procreative relationship. Now, that belies the fact that in astrology, earth and fire are mortal enemies. And this is because earth and all the solid bits are made out of energy. There was a big bang and energy formed into lattices and started to make little molecules and nanoparticles attracted each other, and we got something that feels solid. But when we actually go into it, it isn't solid at all. It feels solid because of all that whizzing. There's sort of like a whizzing energy. And so there is sort of an energy that comes off it that feels sort of solid as it whizzes around. And so it was the fire in the dark energy and dark matter, so spiritual fire, which has the energy which in a big bang, in a nanosecond, there's a big bang, an explosion out of fire, and earth is formed. Okay, so that's fine. We've got earth now, feminine. We've got fire, masculine. However, these are like two tug-of-war teams pulling at each end. Earth is absolutely petrified of fire, and fire fears earth deeply. They are completely antagonistic to each other. And this is because at the end of it, earth is made out of fire. So earth is terrified that at any moment it's going to disintegrate into fire again. And fire looks at the order of earth how everything is chained together and locked in. And fire deeply is afraid and despises the fact that it could be captured and forced to stay in shape. And so fire is really quite antagonistic or frightened of the form of earth. Fire wants nothing to do with that form. It just wants to be free. Earth, on the other hand, the form of earth, is terrified that it's going to fall to pieces, but also wants to resist the chaos of fire. Fire is chaotic. Nothing is planned. Nothing is organized. And so there we are with this ancient marriage. And if we look at the chart, so I'm just going to share again so that you can look at this. There we are. So when we look at this chart, we've got all of this Earth being represented, Taurus, because planets are in there. So if planets are in there, they're making noises, they're going do, messages, rays coming, and these planets are enrobed or wrapped in or flavored by the zodiac sign. So that zodiac sign is being emphasized. So we've got an emphasis on Taurus and we've got an emphasis on Aries. So fire, and it's in red here, as you can see, and brown earth there. So if that's present in the sky, what we've got is sort of this tug of war going on. So on the one hand, we've got fire, all chaotic and enthusiastic, exhilarating, creative, noticeable, energetic. And on the other hand, we've got organized, concerned, Taurus, going to do everything properly, slowly, get it all sorted out, not in a rush to go forward. Everything must be in its place. Nature loving, very sedentary. So Taurus just wants to relax in the pleasures, look around the earth and go, gosh, can I cook or what? Look at this, amazing. And they don't really want to get involved with each other. Fire wants to speed off, earth wants to stay still. Right, so what does this mean for us? Okay, so this is our daily astrology. What does it mean? Well, it means both are available. It means that we could get caught up in the chaotic rushing of fire with all its heat and attraction, or we could get caught up in this solid, disciplined, plodding Taurus energy. Because both of those are in our chart somewhere. Every single person born has all the zodiac signs in a birth chart. It's just the emphasis on them that makes that personality different to all the others. So I think we've got the possibility of playing this out in several different ways. One is you may find that you play one side or the other. So you're going to be the chaotic, fiery, yay, right, we're going to do this, come on, never mind that, never mind the other, right, let's just get on with it, charge on with it, and it's all chaos. And you may find that somebody else or yourself plays this, whoa, wait a minute, no, oh my goodness, what are you doing? No, this hasn't been planned for, this has to be sorted out. So there'll be Captain Sensible and Captain Marvel, whatever, rushing off. So you can get that played by two separate people. You can feel the tug within. You can feel it within yourself. On the one hand, I want to rush and do this. On the other hand, oh, maybe I should get on with doing this, doing that, putting form to things. So generally sort of baking or gardening as far as Taurus is concerned. Anyway, so and I think that's all I need to say. So I hope that was useful. It's just a little lesson in this much bigger lesson that I've made available for free to people out there. If you haven't heard yet, I've just published a book called The Easy Way to Learn Astrology. In that book, you are taught how to do astrology. I've teamed up with astro.com, the world's biggest horoscope on astrology website, and they teamed up with me to produce this. And what we all want out of this is people to be able to access astrology for free, well, the price of a book, £13, something like that, and use all the free software on the astro.com website to produce the charts, which are the same as mine. So, and there's a Facebook page, The Easy Way to Learn Astrology, would you believe, Alice and Chester-Lambert. You can get on there and you can find loads of stuff on there to do with your journey into learning astrology. I'm doing this because I don't think we should pay to learn it. I think it should be taught in schools for free. I think we should all be able to have the understanding, the compassion, the patience, and a life with less pain. With astrology, you have less pain. I can promise you that. There's less misunderstandings. There's more understanding, and that makes a huge difference. So get on board with me. I'm making free videos as well, which are going out soon, all to match the book. So it's a whole package of stuff that's been put together for you with just the price of the book. Okay, hope that makes sense. If you're enjoying these videos, will you do me a favor and share or like or something, or tell your friends or what have you, so that we can get the numbers up? That would be great. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed talking to you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, bye-bye.